Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second WPL team profile preview. And this is for the Mumbai Indians, the big team of this tournament, like we always call it through the IPL too. Now, before you start watching this video, ensure you hit the like button and tell me in the comments what you feel about the content, as well as if you like it, don't like it. So first up, I've tried to form the playing 11 for this team, and you can see two slots empty here, but I'll come to that later. So in the first up, in the opening section, I've put in Yastika Bhatia and Haley Matthews. Now another prospective opener to start here will be Dhara Gujjar, like mentioned here in the batting section of the squad. Now I'll explain the reason as to why I've formed this lineup in this way and what are the probable changes that can happen in here. So I've started in Yastika Bhatia and Haley Matthews to open. Now Haley Matthews is someone who we have seen opening across the years for the West Indies, and I'm not expecting any different here. Emilia Kerr at one down. Now Emilia Kerr and Nat Sever both generally bat one down, so it will be interesting to see who slots in where as far as the Mumbai Indians is concerned, because both internationally bat at one down while Harmanpreet Kaur slots in at number 4. Now the problem with slotting in Dhara Gujjar in this team is that all these batters will then have to go one number down, which is going to be problematic as many of these batters are already batting out of their position. So whether it's Emilia or Nat Sever, they will anyway one of them have to bat out of position. Now if we slot in Dhara Gujjar in this lineup, it will mean that either of Haley Matthews or Yastika Bhatia also goes down, which will make it slightly problematic. So it will be interesting to see how the Mumbai Indians tackles that part of it. So I slotted in this way. Emilia Kerr, leg spinner, obviously one of the best bowlers, or I can say even the best bowler in the world currently. Harmanpreet Kaur, who is the Indian captain as well, also can bowl some right arm off spin. Has not been bowling internationally much of late. Nat Sever, who can bowl for you in the power play and in the death, very useful resource. Izzy Wong, my player to watch out for, at least from the foreigners that are there here. Now she has played in the 100. She's known for her pace and bounce. Also played a few games for England, and one of those bowlers who can scale 140, 140 plus. So will be interesting to see how she's used. I'm expecting Izzy Wong to start, even though Claude Treon is also a big candidate, because the grounds in Mumbai, especially at the start, will be very good for batting, and the small dimensions will mean that Chloe Treon will be able to capitalize on that part of it. Apart from that, number 7 Pooja Vastrakar. Keep in mind she was ruled out of the semi-final for India, but it was due to bronchitis. So I think she should come back, but just keep that point in mind. Amanjot Kaur, who made her debut versus South Africa in the Tri Series before the World Cup, was very impressive. Can bowl some medium pace plus some big hitting down the order. And Neelam Bist is a leg spinner who will play for Mumbai Indians. She is one of the most impressive leg spinners in the circuit and does bowl quite a bit in pressure situations. So will be interesting to see how her usage is. Now one thing that now the two slots here, who can they be filled in by, who are the expected guys to fill in, but keep in mind that you're going to have 4 overs guaranteed from Haley Matthews. You're going to have another 4 overs from Pooja Vastrakar. You're going to have probably 3 to 4 overs from Amanjot Kaur. Nat Sever is probably going to bowl another 2 or 3 overs, and Neelam Bisht, because she's the leg spinner in this team, is going to bowl another 2 or 3 overs. At least Haley Matthews, if I'm assuming that she should be playing, if she's playing, will bowl at least 2 overs. So you can see in this team that you have 6 bowlers, out of which 2 to 3 are giving you the guaranteed full quota of 4, and there are another 3 bowlers who are giving you at least 2 overs. So that is at least about 16 to 17 overs that is knocked off over there, which will mean that even on the worst days of these bowlers, these other 2 bowlers or whichever players slot into these two leftover slots will probably end up bowling only 1 or 2 overs even on their good days. So this team, I think the Mumbai Indians will operate a lot like how in the WBBL the Sydney Sixers operate, where you see 1 or 2 players, even though they're good enough, might not get as much opportunity. Now, who are the players that will probably slot into these last 2 places is something that we can look at. So if the Mumbai Indians are ready to slot all of these batters one part down, or if they are ready to keep Dhara Gujjar down as a backup batter, she'll be one option. The other option is that you play Saika Ishak, who is slow left arm spin, so she will be a good choice for you to try, or Sonam Yadav, who bowls right arm off spin. So will be interesting to see how that last two slots are fit in by the Mumbai Indians, because obviously they don't have any more foreigners that they can take, because this slot is already being fought for, and Heather Graham is going to be a fast starter, at least looking at the other options that they have. So I guess Dara Gujjar becomes the most have Myra Kazi, who is an all-rounder, bowls some medium pace there and some hitting for you. So, will be interesting to see who fills in that last slot. We've already discussed most options. The six foreigners, Heather Graham, who is also an Australian, bowls some pace and decent batter down the order, but I don't see her starting with the amount of all-round options that the Mumbai Indians already have to start. Now, the strengths in this team, obviously, they have the best all rounder in the world. Amelia Kerr is going to bat one down. Leg spin is renowned. Those are 4 overs of a bank, that I can call it. She is going to be very, very resourceful. And strong batting core, like we discussed, their batting core is very, very strong, which will mean that all of them will be in the game in multiple departments. So, will be interesting to see. Only weaknesses here will be uncertainty around Vastrakar's fitness, which I don't think should be too much of a problem, but more so the inexperienced Indian bowling resources. So again, coming back to the same problem that we had with the first team, that if any of these foreign bowlers end up going out, the Indian bowlers that they have, in fact, they don't have any Indian bowler from the Indian squad except for Pooja Vastrakar from the squad that played in the World Cup. So, will be interesting to see how they cope up with that, because we know that the Mumbai Indians scouting is very, very strong. So, they surely have some plans for that point. And then when we have the players to watch out for, I think Izzy Wong from the overseas quota and Neelam Bish from the Indian quota. I think both are talented in their own ways, one for pace and bounce, one for leg spin. While the emerging players, Amanjot Kaur, who I already mentioned, is known for her right arm medium pace and some hitting down the order. Also, keep in mind that when she does bowl initially, she can get some swing too, which will be helpful, especially with the fresh pitches in Mumbai when the tournament starts off. So, I guess that is the round off for me as far as this specific team is concerned, the Mumbai Indians. And like I said, I think they'll be the most parallel to the Sydney Sixers for me in terms of the kind of options that they have. Like we know with them, like always, their coaching setup is that good that they can go out and play in case anybody gets injured. Their head coach is Charlotte Edwards, who is one of the best batters in the world, and Julan Goswami, who is the bowling coach for this team. So, will be interesting to see how it pans out for them. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Mumbai Indians for the WPL this year, and thank you so much for tuning in. Ensure you hit the like button before you leave, and see you all for the next one very soon.